Now, if we're thinking about, sometimes people, especially when they're at Equitan, they have one thing. If you've got one most important thing to think about worms that horse owners need to understand to help them manage the worms in their horses, what would be the one thing that would help them? Hopefully they'll remember the whole 45 minutes of your lecture, but if they've got to remember one thing, what would it be?
Remember one thing, or maybe learn one thing about worms. There's lots and lots about worms. There's lots about worms that I don't know. What I really know about is how to diagnose them and how to sort of set up a management system for them, because that's my job. As a horse owner, you need to understand how the life cycle of the worm works, because understanding the life cycle is how you manage. So this is what I wanted to bring up nice and quickly. So this is your strong-guile life cycle, and this is pretty much the life cycle for most worms, in that the adults live inside the gastrointestinal tract somewhere. So strong-guiles will live in the small intestine. They lay eggs that pass out in the manure. The eggs hatch on pasture, and then the horse will eat the larvae that hatch from the eggs. Once they've eaten them, the larvae mature back into adult worms, and then they lay eggs again. So as I said before, this can all happen in about 6 weeks. The shortest amount of time is 6 weeks. So in spring and when it's warm and damp, this happens faster. In winter, when it's a bit cooler, it happens slower. And so when it comes to managing these worms and why this life cycle is so important, it's because there's things to remember, such as the fact that, so these eggs will hatch within 5 days in warmer weather. So you need to think, well, how often do I need to pick up poo? If I'm picking up poo every 2 weeks, well, those eggs have already hatched and the larvae have already left the manure. If you're picking up every 2 days, that's really good. If you're picking up twice a week, that's also pretty good. Larvae can live for 6 months in damp weather. So when it comes to you thinking about, well, how often do I need to rotate my paddocks, or how long do I need to rest my paddocks for? It's good for the horse owner to be able to look at their paddock and understand, I pulled my horses off 3 months ago. There's probably still going to be worm larvae on that pasture.